All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Kingdom of the Kael Isles. Yes, this is my custom D&D campaign. It's been going on for, I believe it's over 2 years, over 3 years. I don't know. Time is relative. And by relative, I mean I can't tell when it's passing. So, um, yeah, obviously, the people below me are the people playing the game. To kind of get us back into the Kale Isles, you guys have been in the Feywild, which is known as the Verdant Empire here, and recently have been getting some revelations about Fade specifically, and kind of his place in the world, being a chosen, and most recently you've been informed by a super cool ninja dude named Aether that Fade may hold the key to reopening the portal to the prime material plane, which is a very valuable thing to have right now. So the Eternal Empress and the Prince Consort transported you to a secret sequestered area of the castle, because you've basically been warned that now that you guys are aware and are probably and are planning on going back to the prime material plane, you're probably going to have to deal with the chosen that has been in the Verdant Empire, fueling this war with the elemental kingdoms. So, yes, you guys were all able to kind of relax a little bit. You guys got to converse alone while the rest of the palace kind of prepares for the inevitable onslaught. So we're actually going to pick it up while you guys are sleeping.
Okay.
So as you all go to bed, Kata, as you're sleeping, you notice something feels different.
Uh-huh.
Not particularly bad, almost familiar, but you don't feel like you're in the bed you were in before. And it's just slightly too loud. And so as you're sitting there, you start to notice that there's a slight breeze going across your face, which you find weird because you're in a room with no windows. And then you start feeling something brushing against your arms. And you open your eyes and you see kind of mid-length grass just kind of brushing against your arms. And I wonder if I got the wrong one. The music playing right now was not the one that I expected it to be. Sorry, dealing with jukebox. So anyway, so you look around and you realize that you're not in a you're not in your bed anymore, or the bed you were sleeping in. You're sleeping on the ground in a bed of grass in the middle of what looks like a forest. It's not familiar to you. It's much more wild than the forest you used to sleep in. But there is kind of a comfort of being out in the wild and being surrounded by nature. So as you kind of look up, you can see a stream in the distance through the lightly wooded area that you're in. And you can hear birds chirping and the sounds of nature all around you. What would you like to do? I'm not hearing you. Are you muted? The joys of Roll20.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good.
All right.
I think I'm gonna stay where I am. Maybe try to sense if anything's coming.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. I think that's cocked. Okay, that's 22.
Okay. Looking around, you don't see anything dangerous coming towards you. You see a few birds, maybe some squirrels and things like that, kind of looking around. They seem to kind of simultaneously be completely unaware of you, and yet kind of watching the little clearing that you're in. As you look around a little bit more, you start to kind of just get more of a feeling of where you are. In the opposite direction of the little creek that you see in the distance, you kind of look behind you and you see this massive tree, large enough that the branches themselves actually extend over where you are and far past. And you realize that's what's kind of giving the glade that you're in the shade, because the trees that are around you are not thick enough, and the canopy's not thick enough to really block almost any sunlight other than directly beneath them. But you are in kind of a cool, not really darkness, but just kind of a shaded area, and it's because of this massive tree. And as you look and you try to gauge the distance, you think it's probably hundreds of feet away, if not over 1,000. And yet again, these branches extend clear past where you are. So what would you like to do now?
Think of. Yeah, I think I'll turn to a wolf and dash over to that tree.
Okay. So you kind of stand up and brush a few of the grass seeds off of your skin and clothes and start just kind of a casual jog in that direction. And as you start getting faster and faster, you start to drop down to all fours and your hands slowly turn into paws and fur starts to sprout from your shoulders and neck, and your mouth and nose elongate into a snout, and soon enough you're a wolf just kind of running. It feels very freeing to kind of run through the forest, and you're jumping over fallen logs and things like that. And as you get closer, the tree just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, you're sitting at the base, or you're standing at the base of this tree. And looking around, you can see there's a short kind of brook that kind of curves around the front of the tree, and there's a root, a really large root that kind of grows over the brook, wide enough that you could easily kind of walk over it like a bridge. And the tree itself is just immense, and you can feel this power kind of radiating from this tree. You can see the roots itself look like they extend into the surrounding forest, and it's just something that kind of leaves you in awe. And as you're sitting there in wolf form, you suddenly realize that you feel different, and you look down and you're no longer in wolf form. You've reverted back to your human form without you doing anything. And you kind of look around, and you suddenly hear a rustle in the undergrowth from the side of the tree. And stepping out from a shadow, you see a pure white creature that at first, just the stark contrast of what the color of it compared to everything else, you can't even focus your eyes on it for a second. So you kind of blink and cover your eyes, and then you look back, and it is this majestic unicorn trotting over to you. As the unicorn comes over, it crosses the root bridge, comes over and kind of bows in front of you expectantly. So, what would you like to do?
I will curtsy back and maybe let sniff my hand for approval before trying to pet it.
Okay. So as you reach your hand out, it steps forward and kind of nuzzles your shoulder and goes, "Little one, you have nothing to fear." You seem surprised. Have you never met a unicorn before?
No.
And you can kind of feel in your mind, because she's speaking to you telepathically, you can feel this little bit of amusement as she seems to be laughing at her own joke. She goes, "That's perfectly all right. You have caught the attention of all of us since you first came here.
To the Pharaoh?
Yes. It's been so long since we've seen someone with such a reverence and respect for our power and existence. There are many who practice the Druidic arts in the Verdant Empire, but they use it as a tool, as a method to obtain power, to obtain their goals, not treating it with the reverence it deserves. You are different. Long, long before you were even a thought, there were many like you. But the war and everything, it changed how the people viewed nature, how they viewed the natural world and its wonders. But you still look upon it like a child, amazed at what you see. In the coming trials and tribulations that you face, you will not only be fighting for your own life and existence, but for the future of the natural world. And we don't want you to feel like you are not that like you are alone. We'd like to give you a gift.
Thank you.
And as you say that, she steps back, and you feel a weight in your hand. And as you look down, there's just something something glowing in your hand that you can't quite focus on. And you hear again in your mind, this is our gift to you. This is our blessing. Please use it to inspire wonder and reverence of nature and to protect the natural world on this plane and the others.
I will.
The nurturing gardener has become blind to her purpose. We hope that seeing someone like you may remind her. And your eyes start to get fuzzy, and suddenly you can feel the weight of the blankets on you and the pillow beneath your head. And as you open your eyes, you're back in the room you were in before. But you feel a weight in your left hand. As you look down, you see this tree carved from what seems like wood, but seems so pure and untouched by anything that it's unlike any material you've ever seen before. And as you look at this tree, you can see a single carving of it in the shape of a unicorn. And as you focus on that shape, you suddenly feel yourself start to change. And you step onto the floor, but as you place one foot down, it's no longer a foot, it's a hoof. and you place another one, it clacks. And you place third and fourth, and you feel a horn sprout from your forehead as you fully transform into a unicorn.
I look at myself in wonder and flick my tail a little.
You can.
And I just roar back.
Okay. So you slowly change back, and you feel a little bit drained from it. You feel that that's probably more taxing than your regular transformation, but you could feel a power behind it that you'd never felt before. And do you have anything else you want to do before you go back to sleep?
No, I'm gonna go to bed. I think about what I was just told.
Okay. So you fade back to sleep and have a relatively pleasant sleep. Fade, your sleep is less pleasant. As you're sleeping, you can see various visions. You see troops going to war. You see families huddling in fear as houses are consumed in flames and destruction. You see humanoids walking across the battle wielding incredible weapons, and thousands of troops following them. And suddenly you're there, but you're not you. You notice your frame is somewhat more slender than before. You notice in your right hand you hold a rapier. A weapon you've never held before, you've never used before, but it feels as natural as your arm in your hand. You kind of twist it around a little bit. As you look around, you see that you're in what looks like almost a temple with carved stone. You see orcs around you dressed in ceremonial garb. And you see a doorway filled with light. And suddenly you see and hear the sounds of warfare all around you. The temple that was pristine mere seconds ago is now cracked as you can see explosions happening around you. Without thinking, you extend your arm and stab a passing creature that is trying to attack you, and very quickly you're in the midst of battle, fighting left and right, attacking anything that comes near you, and suddenly you see a creature across this temple just staring at you as troops just pour past him. He has this evil look in his eyes. They're blood red, hair jet black that collects around his shoulders. And you can see His fingernails are long and kind of extend almost into claws. He's wearing dark clothing and just has this look in his eye. As you see some of the orcs rush forward and try to attack him, and he doesn't even touch them. He just kind of moves out of the way and moves his hand, and one of them flies across the room. Another comes forward, and he just grabs it by the throat and lifts it up, kind of looks at you, and you watch as the creature just starts writhing in pain and starts basically desiccating in his hand. And you watch as a few of the cuts that he came in with just start to knit themselves, and he drops the husk of the corpse on the floor. And before you can even react, he's next to you. You can feel something pierce your stomach as he thrusts his hand into it. And you hear him say, "The Dark Lady will never win." And you're suddenly awake. You're in
I
your
reach
bed.
down wherever he stabbed me.
There's nothing there. Well, there's your stomach there. It's an okay stomach. You started to realize maybe you need to start doing more crunches. Other than that, you're back in the room that you fell asleep in. You feel somewhat rested, but restless at the same time. And as you're sitting there, you suddenly feel the bed under you shift. And at first you're not sure what it was, and then you see the entire room just kind of shake, and a little bit of dust falls down from the ceiling. And you kind of look around for a little bit. The whole room shakes again. More dust falls down. It's louder, more extreme. You actually have to steady yourself with the bed to avoid falling out. Suddenly, massive explosion from outside your room. Avok, you slept like a rock. But are jutted out of your bed. By the bed moving, you wake up in the air, heading to the floor as you are jostled out of the bed. Then you kind of look around, and the whole room kind of vibrates. Even more, little bits of dust shake down from the ceiling. Large explosion, and the wall opposite you explodes. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. And I see this coming, right?
You had a feeling when the room started shaking something was bad.
Good. Really? That's an 11.
Okay. It's enough. You get an idea that something's happening, and your military training, you instantly are starting to almost echolocate where the sound is coming from, and you can tell it's coming from the wall opposite you just before it explodes. As as a rain of bricks and mortar comes flying at you, you kind of dive down behind the bed, and most of the debris passes over. A few land on you, not really doing any damage other than some minor bumps and bruises. But as you look out, you see, first of all, you're very high up. You're probably at least 100 to 200 feet in the air, because you guys had no idea where this room was in the Imperial Palace. You guys are pretty high up, and it looks like an entire portion of the main tower has just been destroyed, and you're standing on the edge of it. As you look out across the across Alandwil, you can see fires all over the city. You can see these giant creatures made of metal and stone walking through, attacking. Um, the rest of the city is a little bit too large or too small for you to be able to see specifics, but there is a massive war happening in the city right now.
Oh God.
Willow, your sleep is um, different. You've not been sleeping incredibly well ever since, really since you had Gaius cast on you. Before you even met these guys, it was a life-changing experience. But you've noticed the last few nights you've been in the Verdant Empire, your sleep is becoming slightly more strange. You don't have nightmares or anything like that, but your dreams are bizarre. You feel and can tell that you're not awake, but you don't feel like you're asleep. And most of your dreams involve you kind of having an out-of-body experience and being able to see through walls and see through skin and flesh and bone. And you can see these tiny lights in the people around you. And sometimes you're in the place that you fell asleep. Sometimes you're in places you've never seen before. Tonight, you were in a castle surrounded by clouds. And you looked around and you saw these people that were had wings instead of arms and beaks, and were avian, and you saw these little islands and things like that just scattered all around, and you can see these humanoids with their hair constantly kind of blowing around in a breeze that doesn't seem to follow any physics you're aware of. And inside each one of these you can see little lights that just seem to make sense to you. You can almost see you focus on one of them, and you can see it's this younger avian creature, and he has this harp, and you can see him just plucking at it, getting more frustrated and frustrated, trying to get the music that he can see in his head that you somehow can see as well to translate into this harp. And suddenly you just kind of feel this overwhelming urge to just kind of move yourself, you're not sure how, next to him, and you place your invisible hands on top of his and just kind of guide them, and this music just starts flowing out of him. And then suddenly you back up again, and you see this young air genasi in a kitchen, and you can see something that seems very, very familiar to you. It's just a large grouping of bottles of various alcohols and various mixing devices, and you've been there before. And you can kind of see that she has an idea. She knows the flavor she wants, and you've been there before, where you just know, this is what I want to do, how do I do it? And you see her just keep mixing random things and trying it, and sometimes she spits it out, and sometimes and then she makes little notes, and you suddenly just, again, feel the urge to come down, and you just shake 2 or 3 of the bottles, and she kind of looks at them and goes over and places them, and then tastes it, and you know the expression she makes. You made it yourself. She figured it out. That was what she was looking for. And as you're doing this, suddenly you feel this tremor. Suddenly, you can feel the sheets and blankets on you again. You bolt up and look around your darkened room. You see, well, it's weird. And then you hear the room vibrates a little bit. The whole room shakes. You actually have to grip the sheets to keep from falling out of the bed. Finally, boom! And you hear an explosion from outside your room. Kata,
Yeah.
you awake similarly. You feel kind of refreshed. You feel that light vibration. The room shakes. There's an explosion outside your room. So what do you guys want to do?
I start putting on my armor.
Okay.
I'm immediately
Yeah.
leaving my room.
So I put on my armor, provided I don't already like sleep with it. And
Probably not. Sleeping in armor is not super comfortable. So yeah, you guys. Dawn. Yeah, I was thinking it was doff, and no, that's taking it off.
Yeah, let's take it out.
So you start to don your armor. Willow, you run out of your room. You look around and you can actually see some smoke coming from Avok's room.
Oh shit!
But the door is still closed. So you go over. I'm assuming you open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, Avok, as you're sitting there seeing half of your room falling away, suddenly the door to your left opens and you see Willow standing there. Willow, as you come in, you see Avok in whatever he wears to bed, and no wall.
Dude.
Half of his room doesn't exist.
Mm.
And
What did you do?
Well, I wish I could take credit for this, but not there yet. Not yet. Someday. Sorry, I probably should put something on.
Luckily, your clothes were on the side of the room that didn't fall into oblivion.
Oh, man.
You could, I mean, you're a barbarian. You could go out naked. I mean,
I could, I know. It'd be too entertaining, but if my clothes were on the other side, then so be it.
Just waiting for the Twitch strike.
Oh Lord.
As long as I don't mention the keywords, I think we're fine.
So, Avok quickly dresses himself. Willow, as that's happening, you can see what he saw. There is a war happening outside. And as you're sitting there, you suddenly feel the hair on the back of your neck stand on end. And nothing seems to change, but as you look around, you can feel like a weight. You can't really tell why, but the air itself just feels slightly thicker than it was before.
I'm gonna go get Fade and Kata. Don't do anything until we get back.
Oh, okay.
Sure. I can't guarantee that, but
Or just come with me. Come, let's go. Let's go.
yeah. Avog's trotting along, trying to get his boot on as well.
And Willow's out the room going to
Okay.
get them.
Are you going to Fade or Kata's first?
Whichever one's closer.
Okay. Fade it is. You do you knock on the door? Do you just go in?
I knock and then open.
Okay. So Fade, as you're sitting there, just
Hopping
finishing
on
getting
one
your
leg.
chainmail on and everything, you're going over to get your gauntlet. You hear tung tung, and then the door opens and Willow is there with Avok hopping beside her as he tries to put a boot on.
Thank the gods. What's? Do you know anything yet?
There's no wall in Avok's room, and half the city is burning.
Not ideal.
Fade, at this point,
Again, I can't take credit for that.
you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
God damn it, Aether.
Like Willow, you can feel something is different. You can't tell what, but like the air just seems a little bit heavier.
I finish getting my boot on, throw the glove on, and cast detect magic and say, "Let's go. Let's get to the Empress."
So as you sit there and cast it, you are blinded almost instantly. As
Good.
The air around you
This is good.
So infused with magic that you can't see with detect magic on.
This is fun. I turn it off.
Okay. So there's obviously a spell effect. However, is so intense that you couldn't even get the regular kind of school of magic from it. But you noticed it didn't stop you from casting the spell.
I make sure everybody's like moving like we're ready to go. And if the
didn't you forget someone?
No, we're going to you next.
Okay.
Never done. I'm just figuring that out.
So I'm assuming you all go to Kata's room next.
Yeah, of course.
So as you guys go, you see Kata kind of standing on her floor, looking a little bit more frazzled. You see in her left hand this item you've never seen before. It's in the shape of a tree. It's just small enough to fit in her hand comfortably. And there's some sort of carving on it, but it's small enough that you can't see it without getting closer.
Hey, Kata, city's at war. We need to move. Drop your little decoration and let's go.
I put it in the small bag that I keep my. Am I already attuned to the totem, or do I need to spend it out? Oh, okay. I put it in the bag where I would have normally got my mistletoe. So.
So you see her kind of put it into this bag she wears around her neck, and then pick up her stuff around the room, and you all kind of gather in the center room, and Avok's door is still open. Fade and Kata, this is your first chance that you see his wall is gone, and you're looking into empty space, basically.
Yeah.
And as you guys get closer,
I cannot take credit for that.
You're able to see down further, and you can see that the city is not just under siege. There's a war happening in the city, coming towards the Imperial Palace.
Oh God.
I think I'm just tightening all my straps and everything, but I'm looking out to see if I can find. I mean, obviously we see the big metal thing, but like, is that? Can I assume it's just the fire dudes? Or does it look like there's enemies from all the different realms?
Looking down, you don't see creatures that look like they're from the Scorched Divine. You don't see Warforged, though they would be a little bit too small for you to see, even with your. What you do see are these giant, kind of stone and metal creatures coming through, attacking, and there's obviously more troops down there, but you don't see fire elementals. You don't see any elementals coming through the city, which you would kind of be able to pick out from where you are. They're a little bigger. These are creatures you've never seen before.
I'm going to try, unless someone stops me. I'm going to cast Sending to the Empress. Where are you?
You send it. 10 seconds pass. 15, 30, almost a full minute passes until you hear very short, "We're under attack. Protect yourselves."
Looks like we're on our own.
Yeah, what else is there?
Okay.
Anywho.
Avok, do you think we should try to make a stand here, or should we go somewhere more secure? I mean, this was the palace, but
Like this place was even secure to begin with.
You guys do know at the very base of the Imperial Palace, kind of in a first basement level, is the portal to the prime material plane. But you guys are, 300-400 feet above, or 200 feet ish above it right now. And what you remember from last time is the part of the palace you were in has no entrances or exits. The only way to get there was through teleporting.
Right.
Well, we can fly down, or we can float.
Hey, or teleport. Hey, would I instinctively know if that unicorns can teleport?
Can they teleport?
Yes.
Then yes, you would. You instinctively know how unicorns work from being one.
Jordy's like, whoops.
No, it's actually not a big deal at all, and you'll find out why in a second here.
Yep. Once a day, I focus on my totem, and I for the first time you guys see a rainbow of color as she transforms into a sparkling unicorn.
Full like Sailor Moon transformation.
Yeah, or Ponyta or Rapidash in Pokemon.
Yeah. So you guys standing before you is this majestic unicorn.
Huh.
She can do that now. Huh.
It has some amazing. I'm not sure how that helps with the height thing, but
Fuck do I know? I mean, if he's got an idea, let's do it.
I like jumping out shit.
Well, I wouldn't hesitate to do that either, but...
If Elaine's fine with flying to where we need to go, I can teleport everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, Elaine.
And Elaine's like, sure, I'll just drag it. You watch him dragon transformation and just dive, or he dives out the window, and as he's falling, you watch his wings sprout from his back, and he just starts flying down. You think it may take probably the whole session for him to get down there.
Oh boy. Unicorn magically teleports itself and up to 3 willing creatures it can see within 5 feet of it, along with any equipment they are wearing or carrying, to a location the unicorn is familiar with, up to a mile away.
Okay. So as you sit there focusing, you start to activate this kind of innate ability to travel to places you know, and suddenly you stop. And you feel the air around you get heavier and thicker. And I need a concentration check.
Okay. Natural 20!
Okay. So as you sit there and kind of start conjuring it, you suddenly realize what this weight around you is. It's an anti-teleportation field.
Oh.
Something you are not familiar enough to understand how it works, but you get the idea that your teleportation isn't going to work, and you actually stop using the ability before you fully activate it, thus saving the charge.
Okay.
so
Anti-teleport spell. This isn't gonna work.
Wait, can you talk as a unicorn?
Telepath?
Yes.
She can
They're
talk.
cool creatures.
Yeah.
Horsey can talk now.
Remarkably enough, challenge rating 5. So
Yep.
not even like super overpowered, just a very cool thing.
Yeah, I just can't use legendary actions.
That's fair.
So, you do get the feeling that if you revert immediately back to your human form, you won't use up both of your wild shapes.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, that nat 20 kind of saved a lot. You realize that wasn't going to work, and you kind of because you kind of went unicorn and then immediately tried teleporting. So because you noticed it so quickly, you were kind of able to kind of stop the transformation and revert back before you wasted both your wild shapes in a room that you can't leave through teleportation. So you guys watch as Kata turns back into her petite self.
Okay.
Clark, can you stop us from splatting on the ground?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Great.
All in favor of jumping? Let's go.
Yep.
Way ahead of you. Sure.
I cast
Avok's
Better Fall on
already
all
going.
of us before Avok goes.
Avok doesn't even wait. Just
Never. I cast
Every-
it in
I know
American
that he does that, so I'm casting it as he's jumping.
yeah.
Yoo-hoo!
Are you casting fly?
Featherfall.
Okay, featherball.
Okay. So you guys all kind of Mission Impossible style jump out. A random explosion happens behind you. There was nothing explosive back there, but it happened, and none of you looked back. You guys are falling, and as you get closer to the ground, you can see more of what's happening. There are these creatures that almost look like marble statues that have come to life. They're almost featureless. Their faces all look the same. They have no differentiating features or anything like that. They're not. You're not even able to tell a gender or anything. They're just these kind of things, but they obviously have flesh. It's this pale white grayish color, the color of marble, and but it's obviously flesh. Like they're not golems or anything like that. And you see them in various sizes, all in various parts of the city, just attacking. You can see the Eladrin putting up a pretty valiant defense, and every so often you'll see little pockets where there are Eladrin or Genasi or other groups that are actually attacking other Eladrin, and so you get the idea that those must be the spies or infiltrators or whatever. And as you finally get to the bottom of the tower, Willow, an arrow streaks past you, just barely missing you, and you see a one of these creatures holding a longbow, and he draws another arrow, knocks it, and is aimed right for you. And suddenly you watch his eyes go wide, and he looks down, and you can see some bit of metal extending from his chest, and blood starts pouring down, and he falls off of the wall that he was standing on, and you see behind him, you see Aether standing there with a dagger in hand, kind of pulling it out, pushing him off, and kind of nods at you as he jumps off the wall to the other side. So you guys are in front of the Imperial Palace. There's fighting everywhere.
On the way down, it didn't seem like we could identify, like, were all the forces coming towards the palace or just everywhere?
Everybody is coming towards the palace. And it seems that there are a few troops that have already penetrated the palace.
Oh God. I guess when we get to the ground, we should just go, like GTFO.
Are we
Okay.
going for the teleportation circle, or are we leaving the city?
I just want to get away from the palace. If it looked like everything was heading towards there,
Well, you
even
think
if they're
they're probably going for the portal to the prime material plane, which is the only way to get there. You can't get to it from anywhere else in this plane of existence. That's the only way there.
that's fine. If my assumptions are correct, if Fate is thinking correctly, then the thread connecting his claw to the Dark Lady, he doesn't want anywhere near there. He doesn't want these guys to get access. So I'm trying to get as far away from the portal as I can.
Okay. The plan that you had with the Empress was that as soon as she had her troops ready, you guys were going to open the portal and head back to the prime material plane.
Never
Just-
mind. It's been a minute. I forgot.
Yep, I figured. That was the original plan. Obviously, this has changed things, but
Yeah.
so with that knowledge, and at least a few minutes ago, the Empress was alive because she responded to you. But again, there are parts of the Imperial Palace that are only accessible through teleportation. That doesn't work right now. So, with all that information, what do you guys want to do?
So, if we already had the plan to get to the portal room, then we must at least know where it is.
Oh, yeah, you
within
know
the palace.
exactly where it is. You
So
know if you enter the Imperial Palace at the very center of the bottom floor, which is expansive, but at the very center there's a lift that you can take down, and it'll open to the portal room, which has been out of use since they were cut off, but they still generally have guards and everything there just because. So yeah, if you want to go there, normally without a war around you, it would take, 10 minutes tops to get in there, go on the left, and get all the way there.
What are we doing, guys?
let's get to the portal. Let's go. Just
Okay.
Going home? Great. Let's get the fuck out of this place.
So as you guys run, Elaine holding back the rear, you guys come in, and the palace itself is in shambles. You can see there's fighting going on all around you. You can see guards are fighting other guards. They're fighting these nondescript creatures, and just random citizens are throwing themselves. It's actually hard to tell which side is which unless there's one of these creatures in the fight as well, because it's literally the same people just on two different sides of the fight. You can see the doorway that leads towards the left to the north, and then there's countless other exits and battles going on. What do you guys want to do?
I really just don't. Yeah, fuck them.
Okay, so you start running through. I'd like everyone to make me. I'll say I'll let you use strength or dexterity saving throws as you try to kind of just run through without getting hurt.
I run very quickly. I critted.
Okay.
23.
Fade just sonics all the way through. You didn't know he could roll into a ball, but Ava?
26.
26.
I barrel through.
And you use strength, I'm assuming?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There's two guys that drew swords and started rushing towards you, and you just shoulder charged them and knocked them down like bowling pins.
Fuck off.
Kata.
8.
8. So as you're going, you're trying to, and you use dex, I'm assuming?
both my strength and dexterity are the same.
Okay, which would you like to use? It just changed
Oh wait,
narratively.
I'm in a dex.
Okay, so you sit there and you're trying to weave through things, and unfortunately, a few of these creatures are able to get some hits in. So you take grand total of 10 slashing damage as you get through, but you get some cuts and things like that.
Yep.
Willow?
Also a +0 on both strength and dex, but I got an 18, so
18.
it's okay.
Okay. Do you want to plow through or dodge?
Oh no, she's small, so I'm imagining
Okay.
moving
So
through dex.
Willow, you and Katz are kind of side by side, and as the blades are coming at you, you're kind of diving between people's legs and things like that, and you're prestidigitating. I think you have that right.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you're using some sort of magic for flavor to kind of distract people as you dive through, casting
Control
minor
flames.
illusion. Control flames, cool. You
Yeah.
make torches just explode every so often in that,
Sure.
and dive through. You get through unscathed, unlike Kata. And you guys all make it into this room. You can hear troops coming behind you, and Fade, you feel kind of sick. Just this kind of overwhelming unease, and you can feel something behind you is causing this feeling. You can't really explain why, but you can just feel this presence behind you that's causing you to just your skin to crawl.
I try to ignore it. We
Okay.
keep going.
So you guys keep going as you get further in. You come to a pair of these creatures that one of them is missing an arm, but isn't bleeding. The arm is just gone, and the other one has both his arms, wielding a sword and shield. The one with only one arm actually has a great sword in one hand and is just kind of limping it and looks to be kind of lifting it up, using momentum to start swinging it at you. They don't look particularly tough. How do you want to deal with them?
Race towards one of them.
And
Gonna punch him in the face.
Okay. So go ahead and make me an attack roll then.
$1d20 plus 7. Grand total of 19.
Okay. So as you run forward, you guys watch as the claws on his gauntlet extend, and he just kind of shoulder charges forward, plunges it into the gut of who are you aiming for? One arm or two arm?
2.
Two. Okay. So he goes over, and he actually brings his shield up, and your claws impact the shield and then go straight through.
Dope.
And plunge directly into his chest. You slam him against the wall, and you hear kind of an unsettling crunch as bones crack against the wall. And you have him pinned off of his feet because he's slightly shorter than you. And his legs kick for a little bit, and then his whole body goes limp as you pull it out. He collapses to the ground. There's still one other guy that starts bringing his sword up and starts bringing it down to decapitate Fade.
That's lovely. I'm gonna Black Knight his ass and chop off the rest of his limbs.
Okay. So you watch Avok pull his axe out, and he just, because I can, because I'm the dungeon master. You guys are coming downstairs, and Avok just comes by and suddenly gets a British accent and goes, "I have the high ground. You cannot win," and then just lops off 2 legs and an arm in one sweeping motion.
That was weird. We'll call it a draw. And I flip him off as I walk away.
Okay. So the lift going down looks partially damaged. Obviously, someone has gone down there already. Anything you guys want to do before you
How
head down?
damaged?
How far down is that?
Also
about
that.
20, 30 feet. Not an exorbitant amount.
Oh, goody. I'm jumping down.
Okay. The
How
lift does
damaged
take
is
up the whole area, so you'd have to like cut a hole in the floor to do it.
Hey. Okay.
Can
Much
I
as I'd
cast
like to
mending
take more
on
hit
the
points
lift?
off you. What did you say, Will?
Can I cast mending on the lift?
It doesn't look bad enough that mending is going to do a whole lot right
Oh,
now.
so it'll still function.
It looks like it'll function. You're not sure if it'll function twice right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well.
it's not broken yet.
Let's go.
Any other prep work before you go down?
Just going down.
I'm going to pray to the Dark Lady and cast Holy Weapon into my gauntlet.
Okay. So you guys watch as one of the runes starts to glow, and the lift starts to descend down. As you guys are going, you can hear yelling from down there. And as you finally get down to the bottom, the lift itself opens, and you can see a few of these creatures down there trying to just hack this portal to smithereens. You see the portal itself is set into the wall of the room, and it's a stone archway with runes and everything around it. Inactive right now, so it's just a doorway to nothing. But Fate, it's been explained to you how it works, so you know what they're doing. If they are able to actually damage it, could cause it to be inoperable until someone with arcane knowledge fixes it. However, they're just hacking at it with regular metal weapons like axes and swords, and this is a pretty powerful magic item. They don't seem to be doing a lot. They turn to look at you, and go ahead.
I want to thunder wave them away from the portal.
Okay. So
If I
Willow,
can.
you come towards them, and they start coming towards you, and you kind of juke out of the way as one of them slices down, and you extend your hand and speak the words of power, and they just get blasted against the wall, shattering into a few pieces, and fall down.
Will do.
And there's an eerie kind of silence where you are. You can hear explosions from outside, but you're deep enough that they're not, and surrounded by rock, so you're not really feeling the whole impact of them. The room itself is dimly lit, with a few glow rods in certain places to make sure you can see. There are bodies of Eladrin guards there. They're gone, unfortunately. And then the portal itself, which Fade, now that you're here, and the rest of you notice something slightly strange as well. You notice your gauntlet, that little thread that you've seen in your mind's eye. You can see it now going from your gauntlet to this portal, and the rest of you can too. This deep indigo beam, very small, thread-like, but you can see it now.
Fade, when did you start fishing?
The plan, I have to clear
Originally,
this up.
the plan was for you to come in and basically
Open the
channel,
portal,
yeah,
and
then go through.
but she was going to send all her troops through.
There was a hope for that. However, there was also Aether had warned that there was going to be a war. So the plan was prevent others from going through the portal and screwing with you guys. And if there were extra troops, send them through to help take over and basically give you an army to lead. You're thinking that the second part of the plan probably ain't going to work now.
Right. Okay.
All right, what do we gotta do here, guys?
I attempt it, I guess.
Okay. So as you sit there focusing, go ahead and make me just a spell attack roll.
My glove is powered up. 27.
Okay. So you're sitting there and you're focusing, and you don't really feel in control of your body for a few moments. You just kind of walk towards it with the gauntlet out. As you get to the portal, you can feel this kind of humming, like your skin is vibrating. And suddenly, without thinking, you just take your gauntlet out and just swing it at the portal. And you guys watch as he hits nothing, and nothing cracks. And you guys see these cracks just appear in the air in front of you, in the area of the portal. Go ahead.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Avok, I think there was something behind us. Willow, can you sense anything? And I keep going.
Okay. As you say that, the feeling gets stronger and stronger, and suddenly you guys hear a crashing sound behind you. And
Oh, there
where
it
this
is.
was, you see a man standing there. He's dressed in bright yellow clothing. He has blood red eyes and dark black hair that gathers around his shoulders. His clothing itself looks to be leather, but not armor, not hardened leather or anything. And his hands, the fingernails are long, elongated into claws. And he stands there, and on his chest, he wears his shirt open, and on his chest is emblazoned the symbol of the guiding beacon, which is glowing. And he walks forward, and he says to you, "So, she finally found another mongrel."
You guys know what he's yapping about?
We don't have time for this, and I cast immolation on him.
Okay.
Yeah, get some, girl.
I'd like everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Fade's like pissing his pants. He knows he can't beat this guy.
Bringing out the judgment dice.
Okay.
That's not right.
All right. So, Fade, do you have an initiative?
19.
Kata.
Kata?
Kata, your initiative? Oh, you're muted again for some odd reason.
Not a problem.
Bad sound. Bad.
We'll go to Avok real quick. What do you got?
14.
14. Cool. Willow?
17.
17. And then Kata?
13.
All right. So, first up is actually going to be Willow. Go ahead and what's the save I'm making for that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you had 19, Mike. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but you
started it, though.
combat.
Oh, but just because I got it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Dex saving throw.
Dex save? Okay. That's an 8 plus a lot. Give me a sec. 27.
Yeah, no, that succeeds.
He has a
But still takes
dex save.
takes half damage.
Okay.
Really, but thank God I don't have anything that relies on saves. Jesus, this guy seems a little broken.
So that would have been 22 halves, so 11.
Okay. He seems less than thrilled as the fire laps around his body. And as the fire is kind of burning him, you watch him just raise his hand and collect all the fire into an orb in front of him. And as he smashes the orb, you watch the walls next to him shudder, and these two large suits of armor just walk through or walk out of the walls with long swords and shields, ready to fight. However, Fade, you were up first. And what was the damage again? 11?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Fade, there's a dude and his two armored buddies.
Yep.
Bless you.
So I had a theoretical knowledge of what I needed to do based on the conversations we had. What is that requiring?
After doing this once, there is a literal barrier preventing you from accessing the portal. The portal is still there and active, and when you hit it that time, you cracked it. So you think if you want to continue doing this, you need to continue cracking the portal using your gauntlet and your connection to the Dark Lady.
I will.
That will take an action on your turn.
So, because I empowered my gauntlet, I get 2 attacks. Can I make 2 swings at the portal?
The portal itself, because it's not just punching it, but it's actually evoking.
Focusing? Sure, okay.
It's a full action to do it. And you're not
Then,
sure how many of them are going to be required to do it.
That's fine. I do it. Yeah, sure.
Make me a spell attack roll.
22.
So again, you focus the power into your gauntlet. You slam it again, and more cracks appear in nothing. And you can start seeing through the cracks, and you can see this kind of whirling, shifting kaleidoscope of color behind it. You have a bonus action and a movement.
I will put a spiritual weapon next to this guy and try to hit him.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
11.
So as you sit there, and what's the spiritual weapon look like?
It's a tombstone.
So tombstone comes up, slams next to him. He catches it, which you've never seen before, and just throws it back, and the tombstone kind of lands and picks itself back up again. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope.
Okay. The two suits of armor just rush towards you, Fade, having to run past Avok. So if you'd like an opportunity attack, you can on one of them.
Yeah, sure. I'll smack one of them.
Gotta remember what the armor class is.
14 to hit?
I believe that's a miss.
Fuck me.
It's pure armor. So as it walks past you, you take a big swing with your axe, and it just bats it away with its shield. Comes over to Fade, and it's going to take both of them are going to take 2 swings at you.
Yep.
That's a 9. 14.
Nope.
Wow, they're all 2 digits on here. 22.
Yep.
And then that one. So you take a grand total of 8 slashing damages. These 2 monstrous hulks of armor come and just start swinging at you, and you just bat them away with your gauntlet. One gets through and cuts you a little bit, barely enough for you to notice.
Quick question.
Sure.
You said I had an unrestful sleep. Did I get the benefits of a rest last night or no? Okay, thank you.
not going to completely screw you over. As that happens, the other person dashes forward and appears next to you, Fade.
Yep.
Oh God.
It is Willow's turn. Fade is having a party.
Yep. How big is this room? Like, how far away am I from them now?
The room itself's only about like 30 by 30, so...
Okay.
Great. Okay, cool. Then I want to try and cast slow on all three of them.
That girl.
You want to... I'm sorry, what?
Slow.
Slow.
Oh,
Cool. What's the
save.
save?
Wisdom.
Plus
Wisdom.
19.
Oh,
Alright.
Helm's Horrors are super wise. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't.
11. Oh, but they have advantage. First one saves. Second one doesn't. And then the Chosen
You douchebag.
is wise.
Of course he is.
And he gets a nat 20 anyways.
nah.
Cool.
So, Fade, now that he's close to you,
One of them.
you can actually see he has these deep gashes in his chest and his clothing. Again, he's not wearing armor at all, and so it looks like he just waded through the enemies that attacked him. So one of the helmed horrors has slow on it now.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to do?
I don't think there's anything else I can right now. I don't want to get in range of them, but we're all within 30 feet of each other anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll stay where I am.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Willow, he reaches down and tries to grab you, Fade. Man, I'm rolling like shit. 19.
I'll do it.
So he does.
Wait, no. I will use the shield charge from my ring to throw up a magical shield, and it will miss.
Okay, so he sits there and he grabs you and like gets your and remarkably enough, actually grabs your chainmail and bunches it up like you would just a regular shirt and starts to lift you. And as he lifts you into the air, you activate the shield and it knocks his hand back as you kind of land on the ground again. That's the end of that. Avok.
Okay, well, yep, we going frenzying, boyos. So, yep, Avok frenzy rages, and hey, fucko, stop fucking around with my body here, and I'm gonna attack him 3 times.
Okay.
Chosen. Hold on. 26 on the first hit.
Definitely hits.
28 on the first hit. I mean, second hit, 20. Yeah, second hit is 28. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. You rolled too high.
And same as the first hit, 26. So for the third attack.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Surprisingly, it seems like you hit him.
as I should. Anywho, let's see.
Now you're attacking the Chosen, not the.
Yeah, I'm smacking
Lord.
up Chosen Boyle.
Cool. Okay.
All right. D12 plus. I gotta do math. Plus 1, plus 2. So that's 6. Right. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. So that is 10 damage on the first hit.
Okay. Just give me the total. It'll be easier.
Okay, so 10, 9, 19, plus... Ooh, that's better. Plus 15. 34 points of damage total.
Okay. So you sit there and bring your great axe down and just start slashing at him, and you cut his back to ribbons. The kind of duster that he was wearing is now cut and slashed, and you can see beneath it these cuts, but he's not bleeding at all.
We'll see about that. He needs to make 3 Constitution saving throws since I hit him 3 times.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's immune. What? What's the point of that feature nowadays?
Against chosen, nothing. Against other creatures, it's relatively damaging. Again, he's kind of souped up. So,
Yeah.
anything else you want to do?
No, I think that's 3 hits and
Okay.
my bonus action and rage. So yeah, I'm spent. Oh wait.
At the end of your turn, he just spins around and does a back fist.
Brainy bloody.
23.
Sure, that hits.
That'll be 8 bludgeoning damage. He just spins around and smacks you.
Half to 4. So
That ends his turn. That brings us to Kata.
tapped.
Is the chosen and the Armenites like in enough of a line that can blast them?
You can get 2 of them. You wouldn't be able to get all 3 because they're kind of surrounding Fade.
I'll take it. I'll cast Sunbeam.
Crap.
They'll probably all save because it's a con, but
Well,
Shot.
6. Yeah. One of the Helm Heralds. Those things failed.
yep.
Second one failed. I have rolled 3s almost exclusively on this dice tonight. Him, however, he rolls a 13.
That fails.
Cool. Roll me damage.
Dude has a shitty con.
Oh,
It's the one save he doesn't have a bonus to.
I'm surprised. By the way, the ones that failed are also blinded.
Okay, he decides he doesn't want to fail and succeeds instead.
Legendary resistance.
Legendary resistance.
Well, that's one down.
So that's 3 points of damage total.
30, so he'd take 15. Helps if I hit the right button. And then they both take 30. However, they don't seem to have eyes, so they have nothing to be blinded.
Okay, do I still have both uses of wild shape left
yes.
after that? I'm going to turn into an earth elemental as my bonus.
Okay, so you guys watch after Kata shoots this beam of light. Her skin starts to get gray and rough, and she starts growing and is suddenly an earth elemental. As that happens, the creature turns to you, Kata, and says, "Little one, what are you doing? The nurturing gardener wouldn't want you to hurt one of his friend's followers. Trust me. Stop these horrible creatures from hurting the source of nature." And your head starts to feel fuzzy, and I need a wisdom save. Shit, I picked the wrong person to do this to.
That's fine.
Is this like considered an illusion?
No, it's a charm effect.
Damn it! I rolled on that one!
You suddenly hear his wisdom, and you see your friends attacking him, and you feel this incredibly strong urge to stop them. They're still your friends, but he's more important than your friends.
Yeah,
And he has to be protected at all costs.
Do I recognize what just happened?
You don't actually. You've never seen. It's not like, even watching it, this wasn't a magical effect.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that's the.
So,
Hey, Kata's out.
So Kata, you now feel compelled to protect him, and he goes, "Stop them any way you can. They're trying to kill me. You must kill them to save me."
Kata, you kill him, kill him, kill him!
As he says that, you watch as the wounds that you inflicted on him, Avok, start to knit themselves together. Which
Oh,
may
that's
be
fucking cheap, dude.
why he wasn't affected by the bleeding.
God, I hate regenerative twats like you.
That's
Take your
his,
fucking damage.
That's his turn. Brings us back to the top. Fade.
So I can't avoid this fight now because
Oh, he didn't
Kata's gonna
regenerate.
wreck us.
I'm sorry, he didn't regenerate.
Or he got fired.
Yeah, no, you see him like in pain, and you see the wounds themselves still smoking after the sunblast.
Oh.
Good.
I think I hit a away point.
What is Sunbeam's damage type?
Radiant.
Oh, balls. I'm screwed on that front.
Yeah, me too. Well.
Great.
I will
Mm-hmm.
think that at the moment this guy is controlling my friend, which I don't like, although I'm terrified of him. So I will expend my rune to cast the spell that I was charging up, and I will now have a holy weapon on the gauntlet, and I will attack him, or I will attempt to.
Okay. So the gauntlet glows with this indigo light. You swing at him. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
I have a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
4. So this is weird. I have a bunch of different damages on this right now. So it is 2d4.
You know, you don't have to do damage if you don't want. So.
No, I do. Plus strength. So the weapon damage itself becomes 10. But then with the spell, I add this. 4. So 10 plus 20 radiant. So 30.
Oh my, he's not pleased with you?
And then I will use
Hold on a second.
Yep.
I have to do math.
Sorry.
He is very much not pleased with you. As you sit there and slash at him with the gauntlet, you see the slashes with it sizzle and burn like you just hit him with a red hot knife or something. And he cries out in pain. Starting to think I might have taken it easy on you guys.
And that cost my bonus, so I am... Oh, God damn it. I'm going to try to impose myself in front of Willow, because that's what I do now.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. At the end of your turn, he reaches down and attempts to grab you again.
Yep.
Fuck you, dice. Ignore him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the two helmed horrors. They are going to turn to Avok, actually. Take swings at him.
Okay. One is still slowed, remember?
Yes. The first one only gets one attack because it can't multi-attack with slow, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Right, so it makes its attack with a 24.
Yeah, that
The other one
hurts.
swings twice. First misses, second one's a 20.
Yeah, hits.
So you take 16 slashing damage total.
Half to 8.
Yep.
Where's my pencil? There we go.
That's their turn. They're much more useless than I originally thought. So I'm going to next up is Willow, actually.
So I want to do this if I can do it the way I want to.
Okay.
When if I cast Chain Lightning, do I get to pick jumps too?
I believe so, because it
Says
says it.
3 bolts then leap from that target to as many as 3 other targets.
Yeah, I would say.
But I don't
you-
want
you
3
get
other
to-
targets. I would just want 2.
Yeah, as many as
Okay.
means up to. So
All
yeah,
right,
you.
that's
you
what
can
I wanted.
choose.
Just to clarify. So then I lean out beside Fade, cast it on the Chosen, and have it jump to
Okay,
the other 2 guys.
it's a save.
That is a dex save.
Ooh, forget how powerful
He
the
makes
spell
it.
is. Of course it does.
The helmed horrors don't seem affected as the lightning hits them. It immediately is grounded. So go ahead and roll your damage.
That's my
They're immune.
the waste.
You hit the big dude.
It looked pretty fucking dope, though.
Yeah, it did. Like
And half a
you
10
just kind
D8
of
is
reach
still
out.
a lot of possibilities.
Unlimited power.
Power!
Go full Emperor Palpatine.
$39. So half of that is what? 19 and 20?
18, is it? Because it's 38 would be. So 19.
19.
Yeah. Wait, you have to use 9. That's a hard number to hit. He's looking rough. He is definitely not pleased. He's not going to do anything at the end of your turn, Willow.
Well, actually, as a bone. No, never mind. I can't do that.
Okay.
Can I do that? No, I can't. Never mind.
Anything else you want to do? Ava.
Well, rinse and repeat.
Okay. Do you have other things? you
Fuck.
can do?
It's a soft 20 on the first hit.
Hits.
Okay. 27 on the second hit. And a 22 on the third hit. So all 3 hit.
Took it way too easy. Next time, something much worse than helmed horrors.
Yeah.
Make your attacks.
Yeah. Let me just do my damages. 8 plus.
I mean, when they die, they just go to their next form. It's fine.
Plus 16. 35 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ah!
He had exactly 35 hit points, and you guys kept stopping him from regenerating or
Nice.
drinking your blood.
Uh,
Freaking vampire couldn't get a freaking bite.
He was a vampire?
dude was vamped? Fuck me. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? Okay, okay, so I'm just gonna, my first 2 slashes, I'm pretty much gonna, like, do an X slash, essentially, just, and, like, across them. And then for my final slash, before I bring it down and split him through the middle, I'm just going to say, your god sucks.
Okay. So you guys watch as Avok slashes him once, slashes him twice. He sits there, raises his hand up, and says, "Your god sucks." And as the axe comes down, he dissipates, and you swing through nothing.
Shit,
Missed.
Kata, you better have another turn.
And Fade, you hear in your voice, "You think this is over? You have no idea what you're walking into."
Yeah, we're just getting started. See you later.
And the end of your turn, Avok.
The fuck did he go?
This shadow that you can't really see, you see some movement, and it rushes away.
Yeah, that's not...
It's turning into Mist's spell ability.
That's an ability.
Yeah, that he
Turning-
actually doesn't have spells. Spellcasting vampires are a higher challenge rating, and I didn't want to myrtleize you guys because I didn't think you'd kill them in a turn. Next time, you get spellcasting vampires.
Looking forward to Strahd.
Kata, you are infuriated that they have hurt your friend, and you still feel the need to stop them.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Fucking... Ah, god
So
damn it. That's...
Kata, it's your turn.
Come at me.
At the moment,
You still
I'm actually...
you still hear in your ear, if you they're trying to kill me. If you don't stop them, they'll hurt me even more.
Freaking...
But I also think, wait, why am I doing this? The unicorn said that the nurturing guardian has been corrupted. He wouldn't give a damn.
And you have these conflicting thoughts in your head. On one side, no, this doesn't make sense. On the other, you are 100% convinced that you have to stop them whatever way possible, and he's told you to kill them. So you feel the need to kill them. It's weird and is very confusing to you, but the thought that you need to kill them overrides your more logical side going, this doesn't make sense.
I drop my sunbeam and go after Avok with a couple of punches.
Okay, so Avok, you watch this wall of rocks come at you and just starts swinging. Kata, go ahead and make attack rolls.
What the fuck, Kata?
Oh, sorry.
God, it's technically not destroyed, so his charm is still in effect. That's bullshit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Vampire charms are tough things.
Yeah, just...
Oh, God.
At least you can kick the junk out of her, and she'll be fine.
Man...
17?
That misses. Misses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just misses.
Thank God. And the other one's even lower, 16.
All right, so you come forward, and these huge rock hands just start coming towards you. You block the first one with your axe and get thrown back. The second one comes straight down at your head, and you bring that axe up to block it, and it smacks you down to the ground, knocking you off your feet and knocking the wind out of you. You've never been hit by Kata as an earth elemental. You quickly kind of get back up, get into a fighting stance.
Not cool.
And
Runs away.
and I do that. I kind of hold my head like I have a huge headache.
Okay.
Like I'm actually thinking about something.
Okay.
Just
So a very
favorite
awkward
house,
thing to watch a earth elemental come in and just and then hold its head area. Fade, you're up next.
So the last thing that happened was Willow came up next to me and shot lightning out of her hands or something. So my empowered rune is like picking up like the remnant electricity. So like I turn around and go back and start hitting the portal, but it's like wreathed in electricity and like indigo death power
Okay.
because it's empowered. So I just start wailing on the thing while looking at Avok and like, you got that, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know what the fuck's going on at the moment.
And I just start wheeling on the portal again.
Okay. Go for it.
21.
So again, you sit there and plunge it in, and this time you feel give. It's up until now, it's felt like you're just punching a wall. This time, you feel yourself sink into something soft. The cracks get larger. You can feel the power and the pull to the prime material plane just beyond this barrier. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to have my spiritual weapon attack Kata.
Okay. Tombstone comes up.
13 to hit, I miss.
Yep.
Kata, you feel like, basically you feel like a hand on your back, rubbing it like comfortingly.
Yeah, I massage your neck. I saw you had a headache.
That ends your turn. It's the two helmed horrors who are actually going to turn, since they saw you get in between them and Willow, they're going to turn and take swings at Willow.
God damn it. Oh, I'm going to do my thing.
Okay. Well, you don't have to this time, because that's
Okay.
a 9. However, this is a...
One of them still slowed.
Yeah, the one that was slowed took a swing and just missed. Do they get a save at the end of their turn for that? You go ahead and look that up.
So she shouldn't.
The next attack is a 14.
Does that hit you, Willow? 14?
Oh, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So
yeah, I guess
you are
block it.
right next to her. So
I will block this attack,
okay.
but lose my action for next turn as I grapple with him.
Go ahead and make your attack roll, because you make an attack roll. See if you can beat a 14.
Yep, I matched 14.
Oh, okay. So you sit there and you've got him kind of grappled. He sits there and pulls his blade away, and you sit there and grapple his shield arm to keep him controlled. But he sits there and takes another swing at you. And misses, because I can't roll. Well, I don't know. Does 12 hit you?
Negative.
Willow.
Oh.
12's my AC, yeah.
So you take 8 points of damage, and I need a concentration check.
Oh, yeah.
What did you cast? That's concentration. Oh, never mind.
Slow.
Slow.
Do it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I've just got a...
More than 10?
Yeah, it's over
Yeah,
20.
you're good. All right. That ends them. Willow,
They get a
you're up
wisdom.
next.
Okay, well, they do get a wisdom save at the end of the turn
cool.
to try and break spell.
Don't worry about it. I've rolled, I think, 7 3s tonight.
Cool. Cool.
That's fine.
For you, I'm going to switch
What
to
about-
different dice here soon.
What are those guys made out of? Like, are they made of metal?
Armor.
They're
And
suits
how
of
close
plate
are they
mail.
together?
They're right next to each other.
Okay. Can I get them in 10 feet without hitting anybody else?
Not really. You'd hit at least one other person.
Probably me since I'm grappling it, so let's do this.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast Shatter on them.
Ooh.
Okay. That's
It's a
con
con
save.
saving throw.
What's your DC?
17.
Doesn't matter. Roll a 4 to 3.
Cool.
I passed that shit.
Nice. That is 14 thunder damage, half to Fade. Oh, you also had disadvantage, Jody, but that's fine.
I'm not gonna roll worse than a 3 and a 4. Well,
Yeah.
I would, but doesn't matter.
No, doesn't really matter. Yeah. So.
Why would they? Oh yeah, because the slow.
Made of metal.
Oh, it's made of metal.
No, made of metal.
I was not aware of that. Interesting.
Shatter.
Cool. So you guys hear this ear-shattering sound. Fade, your ears are ringing a little bit. You watch these creatures. The armor starts to crack a little bit. The helm starts to crack. They're still there. Anything else you want to do, Willow?
Nope. Staying where I am.
Okay, Avok, you have a rock friend.
And I've got 2 suits of armor that are bashed on my other friends. I'm not worried about my rock friend because I can take that damage with these. My friends, however, cannot take damage from these guys, so I'm gonna smack the shit out of these assholes. Let's smack the shit out of the slow guy first.
Okay. I think, does he get advantage on the slow guy or no?
Attacks against it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let's check.
So go ahead, Avok, make your attack rolls. I'd say do them one at a time.
Like roll, then roll damage, and then.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
No reason why.
Fair enough. All right, first one is a 19.
Definitely hits.
Okay. 9 damage on the first hit.
Okay. Still standing there, but looking rough.
All right,
you knock
second attack.
part of the chest plate out and carve up a pretty large part of it.
Gotcha. 24 on the second hit.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
8 damage on the second hit.
Okay, so you take your axe, you swing again, and you drive it into the helmet, and you just rip the helmet off with your axe, and the armor just collapses into a pile, and then the armor itself disintegrates into dust on the ground, and the helmet stays on your axe for a little bit, and then just kind of disintegrates into dust.
Okay, well, it's disintegrating. I'm going to take my final swing at the other dude.
Okay.
14 to hit.
That misses. Oh, I totally forgot. They have an AC of 20. Were both of your
Well,
hits
it's a
before?
-2 right now, but
I'm sorry?
Were both of your hits before above 18? I can't remember.
I believe so, yeah.
Let's just go with it because I'm not willing to think too hard.
That's alright. My last swing missed because shut.
Okay. So it's Kata's turn.
Smack me up.
One of your new friend's pets just died, and Ava killed it.
Give me more reason to smack me.
Okay.
Double crit. Watch.
Uh,
Avok's like, I don't care.
oh, very close to it, but not quite. 27.
Yeah, that's. I'm not concerned.
Rolled like crap though for damage. 4.
Okay, reduced to 2.
Right.
So again, the fist impacts you, but you block most of it and just get a little bit of the shockwave from it.
Nice little love tap from Kata.
And the second hit misses. That's a 16.
That does miss, yes.
So,
Quit it.
that finishes Kata's turn. We're back at the top again. Fade.
I will say close your eyes, and I will use my bonus action to blow the holy weapon, which will make Kata and the creature make con saves.
Okay.
with a
Is this
DC
part
of
the weapon
17.
spell?
Yeah, this is part of the holy weapon spell itself. The other expenditure was the
Interesting.
glove.
I
Look up holy weapon again sometime. Oh, what's the save I'm making?
17 Constitution.
fail.
It fails as well.
All right, 24 radiant to the two of you, and then with my action, I will continue pummeling the portal.
You don't have an action this turn.
I don't have an action because of the thing. I will.
However,
But the thing disintegrates though.
By a lot. It just this bright light happens and then
That
total
happens.
Thanos snap.
I'm done.
So now that they're gone, Kata, you are kind of fighting a battle within yourself because you could still hear in your ear this guy whispering, they're trying to kill me, you can't let them kill me, and you have this strong feeling that this is your closest friend, that you have you love this person somehow, like their family, and they keep whispering in your ear, they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me, and at the same time you have your logical side going, this doesn't make sense. Go ahead and make me a wisdom save.
Okay. Please work. Oh, really? Really? 11.
Okay. So as you're sitting there trying to kind of get control, that logical part of your brain just kind of shuts down from the just sheer exhaustion, and you are now kind of a mindless earth elemental. For the rest of you three, you guys watch as Kata kind of goes crazy a little bit, and we're not going to be in what do you call initiative anymore. So she's your friend and that she's kind of out of control right now. What do you guys want to do to kind of?
I'm gonna beat her unconscious.
You don't think you can render her unconscious as an earth elemental?
Oh, I'll enter a wild shape and then I'll knock her unconscious.
Okay. So you guys see that's what Avok wants to do. About Fade and Willow, do you guys have... We're not doing this so much by mechanics as much as
Sure.
this is going to wear off eventually. I'm letting you guys kind of role play it. So.
I want to just restrain her.
Okay.
It's all good.
I
kid.
wanna-
Do you have a restraint spell or anything like that? Or
I was just going to use Bigby's hand. If no one's
yeah,
going to stop me.
that's fine. So Avok,
Okay,
as you
then I'm
start to wind up, you watch as Willow kind of extends her hand, and this purple version of her hand grows bigger and bigger. And Kata, you feel this pressure on your arms as you're kind of fighting with yourself. You feel almost like a hug, and then a very tight bear hug, and you can't move your arms, which one half of your brain is upset that you can't stop these people, and the other half is elated because you're not hurting your friends anymore.
And Willow's moving it just like gently, kind of like rocking a baby, moving it up and down and floating in the air, just gently, like, it's okay, we'll get through this.
I really like this image of Kata just being rocked
Tiny
to sleep
nose.
by Big B's
Yep.
hand.
Yep.
So,
that work?
effective. How long does Big B's hand last?
Forever.
That's that piece of time.
As long as it's longer than
A minute.
Oh, okay.
It's a minute.
Well, Fade, you have a minute to try and open up this portal.
So, with the guiding beacon guy like right behind us, and like here, and me knowing how powerful the beacon is right now, because as far as I know, there are no other gods like out there farting around. I just like am not so much scared of him right now, but I'm like, I need to get back to her.
Yep.
So like I'm
And you
kind
do
of
get the
completely
idea that
ignoring.
What you just fought was not a full. You think it was some sort of like avatar of the Chosen, which is a whole new realm of crazy.
Sure, I'm new to this. I don't know what's going on.
Because that wasn't you know how powerful he should have been, and that wasn't it.
So I'm like ready to leave
Yeah.
everyone behind right now.
Yeah.
So like I'm just pummeling the portal.
Okay. Go ahead and make me one more spell attack roll.
Natural 20.
Never.
With that, you sit there, you plunge your hand into it, and you guys watch the nothing just shatter. And you can see these swirling kaleidoscope of colors and lights and sounds just kind of overwhelming you. Fade, as your hand is halfway through the portal, you kind of see a vision of kind of an empty area. And as you look around, you can see a doorway, and you can see your friends, and you can see Kata being rocked by the big purple hand. You can see all that happen. You look through another door, and you can see the ruins of the temple you guys found months ago at the top of that mountain. And through another door, you can see much further down, you can see this kind of dark ocean, it looks like, with these wicked-looking ships traveling on it. And through another door, you can see this kind of red hellscape with crags of acid, and you can see this city made of black iron in the distance. And then you're suddenly back. And again, the portal's there. You can't see through it like you could in your vision months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the portal's there, and it looks open. And you feel a strong pull from the other side.
Okay, I have to roll a dice here.
Okay.
Character decision. That doesn't help. Okay.
Well,
I will try to step through the portal without saying a word.
okay. So you guys watch Fade disappears.
Thinking about where we found the rapier pieces back on our home plane.
Avok, Willow, Kata, you're still being rocked.
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, you clearly made a decision. Drag her along. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I send Bigby's hand through ahead of me so I don't lose it.
So Kata, you're having this fight between yourself and yourself, and then your vision is kind of filled with light, and suddenly that part of your brain that keeps telling you need to stop these guys just dissolves away.
And I snap back into reality and just start crying at how I nearly.
Big old rock tears coming out.
And I say that I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you're transitioning through a portal, so you're not able to speak just yet. Avok, Willow, you follow?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll let Willow go before me.
Okay.
And before I hop into the portal, I just look around like, this place just sucked. Fuck off. I'm out.
Okay. As you sorry, I have to find something very quickly here. I think this is the one I want. All right, so as you guys step through this, you again feel this bizarre feeling of like getting your head sucked through a vacuum, and you're going, and finally you just land on the other side, and you see Fade just standing there with his back to you guys. As you all come through, Kata, as you come through, you're no longer an elemental. You've reverted to your humanoid form, and you kind of land down there, and you feel, you smell familiar smells. Like the entire time you've been in the Feywild, everything has been dialed up to 11. And so getting back to the prime material plane, it feels kind of comforting. You're not quite as overwhelmed by all the nature around you. Avok, as you get down there, you look around and you recognize kind of where you are, but something about how Fade is standing just seems odd. Willow, as you come through, you feel a familiar breeze. It's colder than you remember, like a mid-autumn kind of day. But you look around, you see Kata. She looks at you. She's got tears in her eyes, but she's no longer actively trying to hurt you or anything. And you all kind of look at Fade. That's the wrong button. That's the button I want. As you guys are sitting there, Fade, you came through probably, 30 seconds to a minute before they did. And when you first came through, you had a similar experience. Did I just lose everybody? I just lost everything. What is going on? Hold, please. There we go. I'm streaming again. I'm gonna go here. Hi.
Hello.
I see two of you.
Hi.
I don't see Dave, but I see everybody else.
All right, I'm gonna reconnect real quick.
There's the DM.
All right. I see everybody but David. Can anyone see David?
I see all. Kata's leg,
David,
though.
if you can hear me, or someone could tell him to just hit the reconnect button or refresh. I can't see him. I have no idea why Roll20 decided to shit the bed right at the end of the episode.
Can you see me now?
Yes, I can. Just missing David.
Yeah, I see David.
Oh, really? I don't. I'll refresh again, I guess.
Okay,
There's
I got
David.
I got Kate. I got Jody. I don't have Mike and I don't have Victoria. Oh, no, Victoria there.
Yeah, they're just reconnecting real quick.
Right.
It's the very end of the episode. Come on, Roll20. Just a couple more minutes.
I'm trying.
Wait to see if we can get Fade back, because he's the one seeing this. Come on, Fade. You can do it.
Don't be a jerk,
I have
Roll20.
super cool music and everything. It's okay. Don't worry. Can anyone see Fade?
No.
He'll be back soon. Don't worry. We're almost done for the night.
Okay.
Hey, I see everybody. Can everybody hear me?
I don't see him.
There we go.
Doesn't matter if you see him. I can see him and the audience can see him. That's all that matters right now.
I can't hear him, though.
I can't hear him.
That's fine. Mike, say something to me quick.
Hello.
Cool.
Hello.
I hear him.
I can hear him. That's all that matters right now. So don't worry about it. I need everyone to be able to hear me so I can finish the episode. Okay?
Okay, well. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So Fade, as you came in, you were sitting there, and you suddenly started hearing this large sound, and suddenly the earth next to you kind of exploded as a bolt of lightning came and struck the ground. And that's right when these guys came through. You looked up, and there is a massive blue dragon in the sky, breathing beams of lightning. As he prepares for another one, you see a huge plume of fire shoot right next to him, and he has to dodge out of the way as a massive red dragon swoops in. Then you guys hear this hissing sound from behind you as this wave of green toxic fumes comes from the other side of the field, and you see this green dragon fly in, and from on top of the green dragon you see movement, and you see someone jumping from there, coming down in pure green armor with a spear that launches and lands right next to you, Faye, that you have to dodge out of the way of.
Yes, I do that.
And as you sit there seeing the spear, this looks like a knight in green armor, face covered, lifts his helmet and goes, "You, what are you doing here? Who do you serve?" As you're standing there, he extends his hand, and the spear beside you disappears and appears in his hand. He looks to be preparing to throw it at you again, Faith. Who do you serve?
I completely cover my holy symbol as quickly as I can and just call out, oh, fuck yeah. I call out her true name.
Okay. And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Why couldn't we have looked at Elaine? No!
Yeah. Thanks everyone that tuned in. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the end. Please please feel free to check out the rest of the series is on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChanderJody. I'll be uploading this episode there as well. So yeah, that's all for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.